iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome, race fans, out to GAC Racing as the GAC Racing Truck Series heads to Gateway. We're going to take a rundown of the points as they stand at the moment. This is round number 3 for these guys. So we do have 2 races in the books. David Gainforth and Lynn McNeese both split the first 2 races, and they are currently tied up in... They're currently tied for the first position. So, should see a great race right here tonight. Let's finish getting through these points. Dean Viney is currently sitting in 3rd, Paul Zota 4th, John Estes tied for 5th with Dwayne McBride. Michael Palmer is also tied, so we got a 3-way tie there for 5th. In 8th, you have Shane Gross, 9th, Jim Locking, and rounding up the top 10 in points, John Stanley. And so these guys are getting ready, looks like, to do a little pit party. See how this goes. We do have the fastest time right now with one of the points leaders, Lynn McNeese, currently in 1st in the timeout here, and is running 3rd. So Paul's got a shot tonight to upset one of these top guys and try to move up in the points. Dean Viney is another truck to watch. He's had a pretty good, he's had a consistent showings the past couple nights. We'll see if he gets another one here tonight and can maybe push ahead of one of those top 2 guys or pull ahead of all of them. Dean is only 6 points back, and Paul Zota is 9 points back. And this is definitely a tough track, so these guys will have their work cut out for them tonight. As we're seeing carnage right on that pit party. So it's definitely one of those tracks that's sort of like a super speedway, but it has the corners and the short track. We'll see how these guys do tonight. As we still got 6.5 minutes left in practice. Let's go ahead and watch these guys as they take some. And we're seeing right here that it's possibly not just about speed here. Consistency will help a lot. But with that, we still got 5 minutes left. We'll take a little bit of a break here, play some music, and we will come back as we start qualifying. Not sure if these guys have done their drivers meeting yet, but they all have come to pit road. I don't know if they're getting ready to do another pit party here, but we'll see if we can get some more trucks back on the track, as we have 3 minutes remaining in practice now. The question is going to be, who is going to be the breakout truck tonight? Don't have anybody currently taking laps, so I imagine these guys are in their drivers meeting. Once again, take a step back, a little bit of music, and be back. Hopefully we will be in qualify. All right, and we're gonna cut the music right there because they are going to qualifying. We'll start to look around for some drivers that are qualifying. Stephen Bird on the track, starting to take his warm-up lap, and it looks like he's going to be one of the first ones to finish that lap. So we do have 14 drivers out here tonight, a smaller field, but it is a tougher track. You expect to get less trucks out here as we go on with the smaller fields. Minutes. Alright, while we're waiting for some more times to run in, we're going to do one more commercial break, and we'll be back after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Alright, so hopefully, yeah, that is a lot better for audio levels, so we will try to turn up the sim a little bit for you guys. Hopefully that will be better as the race goes on. We do have some times coming in. Gary Schenk currently has the lead or the pole tonight. Lynn McNeese in second, and Dwayne LaPrade rounds out the top three. And we do have one truck on the track still taking time. 48 of Mark McFadden out there. And Timothy Keller is the only truck not to take a time. As long as Mark McFadden can get one lap in. And it looks like he does get a lap in. So we will have one truck not taking time. Not sure if he's pulled it behind the track tonight already. But we do have 13 trucks with times that will most likely take the grid. And I think we will be moving to the grid here in a moment. Don't have anybody on the track. We are waiting to go there. We're going to go to grid. There's the checker for qualify. All right. Alright, we got some trucks gridding now. Let's see if we can get a race leader on. Our race leader is not out yet, but let's go ahead and go through the grid. Gary Schenk will walk away with the pole tonight with a 35.406. Lynn McNeese comes in second. Dwayne LaPrade will start third tonight. Paul Cohen will start fourth. Dean Viney will start fifth. Rob Whitmore will start sixth. Randy Perdue will start seventh. Michael Palmer will start eighth. Paul Zota will start ninth. Mark McFadden starts back in 10th. John Stanley will start 11th tonight. Stephen Bird will start 12th. John Estes will start 13th, and Timothy Keller was our only non-qualifier tonight, starting back in 14th. We do have Gary Schenk now on the track, as these guys will be getting ready to go. The only one who's not gridded up so far is the number 4 of Timothy Keller. So now Gary Schenk will take these guys around the track one time for the pace lap, and we will be green next time around. Thirteen trucks will bring it around turn number 3 and 4 as we get ready to go green for round number 3 at Gateway Motorsports Park for 130 laps with GAC Racing. Pace car has dipped in, waiting for that green flag. Green flag, and we're racing at Gateway. And Lynn McNeese already out front now, ahead of Gary. I imagine he'll lose that in turn number 1, and he doesn't. Looks like he's going to get a chance to fall down in front of him, and he does. So Gary Schenk will move back to second at the start. Lynn McNeese out front now. Lynn McNeese will lead his first lap tonight and the first lap of the race. And now Dwayne LaPrade is going to make a move on Gary. And is he going to have the run on Lynn? He's on his inside. He's going to beat him to the inside of corner number 1. And Dwayne LaPrade is going to take the lead. And Randy Perdue is now moving into third. Or Perdue is going to move into third. Let's see if he has enough to get around the 84 of Lynn McNeese. And Lynn is going to lead a lap now. So we've got 2 leaders already, 2 laps into this race. Great showing by these guys early. And Randy Perdue is going to try to make the move on the 84. It looks like Lynn McNeese is going to have the runoff on the corner and go back into the lead. And Dwayne LaPrade is going to fall back to third behind Randy Perdue with Gary Schenk behind him. So now Lynn McNeese to the lead, going to lead his second lap of the night. We're back to battling up front. Randy Perdue trying to make that run on the inside, and Dwayne LaPrade is going to lose it. And Gary Schenk's also going to lose it, go down into the infield. Everybody checking up. And we just had one. The 71 of Dean Viney into the grass. We're staying green, though. Everybody able to keep control. Great driving all around by these guys as Stephen Bird does look like he's going to come down pit road. and he isn't able to slow down and actually goes back onto the track. Stephen Bird will be sitting in 13th. Randy Perdue now out front, battling with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. And you got a big gap behind them, 3.2 seconds back to Dwayne LaPrade. That whole field checked up quick when he lost control of it in turn number 1 and 2. Paul Zota behind him in 4th right now, and Mark McFadden has moved his way up to 5th. Started 10th tonight, already up to 5th. Great job by Mark McFadden. And we still got a battle up front between Lynn McNeese and Randy Perdue. And it looked like Lynn got a little close to the wall there. Had to check up a little bit, and Randy Perdue is going to take the lead now. So Randy Perdue will take the lead for the moment. Lynn McNeese, though, is right behind him. As everybody seems to be spreading out now. We're only 7 laps into this thing, and there's already a huge gap between first and second, or second and third. But that gap is closing pretty quick as Dwayne LaPrade is making up time on Lynn McNeese. And he's putting a gap between him and Paul Zota, who is now 1.4 behind behind Dwayne LaPrade. Randy Prude still out front though, has now led 3 laps tonight. Not sure what the pit window is here, so it'd be nice to see a long green flag run, and I guarantee we'll probably see that from these guys, as GAC is known for those long green flag runs, and we actually didn't have a caution last week when they raced at, let's see if I can remember where they raced. Cannot remember where they raced last week, but I don't believe they had a caution all the race, so great showing by those guys. Should be a great run here tonight, as they're still green 9 laps into this thing, and Dwayne LaPrade has cut that gap between second and third down to 1.7. And it seems like Dwayne's got a fast truck out here tonight. That 13 of the iRacing truck getting it done. He's going to lose control though. Just saying, he was catching up, and does he save it? Are we going yellow? He loses control of it. We got our first caution of the night. Let's see if anybody else gets involved in this. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to get involved. Great avoidance by everybody out here tonight. Dean Viney unfortunately doesn't get his first spin. He will need those new tires, and we'll have our first replay of the night. Comes off of turn number 2. Looked like he just lost control. I was going to say, I thought he checked up, but he just lost control of it. Tried to gain control, ended up spinning it on the bottom half of the backstretch. Able to avoid contact anywhere, so that truck is going to still be in great shape. And we'll take our first break of the night, as we're now on lap number 11. And Randy Perdue will take him to pit road.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
We're back, and we'll see if we can get a word in with Randy Perdue here. One moment. Randy Perdue, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, well, it seems like you got the truck out there to beat tonight. You were able to get ahead, or get out front and lead some laps. How's the truck out there?
That's pretty good. You just kind of got to work the track, race the racetrack. You can't race anybody else, or you're going to find yourself messed up. Just do not overdrive the corners is the biggest thing.
Now, I'm not sure if you were trying to do it, or maybe it was just me hearing it, but were you trying to save fuel? I thought I heard you were clutching it going in to the corner coming out of the pits.
Yeah, I try to save a little bit of fuel. I don't think it ever works out for me, but I try.
All right, well, as you get ready to enter turn number 3, I'll let you get back to driving. Good luck to you, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
All right, thank you very much.
Randy Perdue has led now 8 laps tonight, most laps led. Lynn McNeese has also led laps, 3 laps. Dwayne LaPrade has 1 lap led. We're getting ready to go green. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and Randy Perdue will bring him to the line, not lead the lap, as Lynn McNeese is going to steal one at the restart, and he's going to have that outside lane to get around Randy Perdue. And great battle back here with the 99 of Paul Zota and the 48 of Mark McFadden. Those guys got real close coming into the corner there. And now Mark McFadden has the 25 of Gary Shank on his outside. He's going to get passed up. Just like that, Mark McFadden moves back into 5th. We'll go back out front as Randy Perdue has now taken the lead again. Worked around Lynn McNeese. Was able to get the pass. And we'll have to check during another break, but I believe Randy Perdue is within striking distance of first, so he can definitely contend for that top spot. He's been very consistent over the past couple weeks. A pretty good battle back here for 3rd. Paul Zota trying to fend off the 25 of Gary Shank, who was the pole sitter tonight. But Paul Zota knows every point matters, as he is sitting in 4th right now, 9 points behind the leader. So he's got to stay close to Lynn McNeese. And we actually didn't have one of our top point sitters tonight come out. No 101 of David Gainforth and his Mr. Bubble Machine not out here tonight. So I imagine that first place tie will be broke after tonight. As Gary Shank going to make the pass on the 99 of Paul Zota. Go back out front though. Randy Prude is in danger right now. He's got Lynn McNeese trying to make a move on him, trying every direction he can get. And it looks like they made a little bit of contact there as Randy got a little loose coming out of the corner, able to stay ahead of Lynn McNeese though. As Randy Prude's going to get another lap led here tonight. And now Paul Zota's trying to make the move on the 25 of Gary Shank, trying to get back into that top 3. And for the moment he does he have enough on the corner exit though? And it looks like Paul's going to have the clean pass on the 25. But does Gary move to the inside now and try to make the pass in turn 3 and 4? And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to the inside, trying to make that pass. So back and forth these two go. And I believe Paul will have the run off and will get move into third place for lap 19. How long can Paul hold off Gary Shank? Paul's going to actually lose it here. Paul Zota into the grass, able to keep control of it. Doesn't hit the wall, no caution. He's going to lose a lot of time there. Bad break for Paul Zota. Gets lucky though, doesn't take any damage. Wore his tires out a little bit quicker than he'd like. But for now, let's go back out front. Randy Perdue has opened up a 0.4 second gap on Lynn McNeese. And these two are already working back towards getting a good distance ahead. As I think we're going to see a lot more slipping and sliding in turn 2 and 3 throughout the night. As that is definitely the corner where guys seem to push the most. 48 of Mark McFadden right now. Started 10th tonight, sitting in 4th. Great job by him. And behind him, you have Rob Whitmore, who's back here battling with the 51 of Paul Cohen. So far, great driving by these guys. One caution here tonight. And look at that, the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade was the only truck involved in that first caution, already back up to 7th. And we got a pretty good pack of trucks running back here. Dean Viney behind the pack with Michael Palmer. And then rounding out the top 10 is John Stanley. Randy Perdue, though, still in a battle up front now with Gary Shank, as Gary was able to get around Lynn McNeese. So we got a 3-truck battle up front for the lead. As Randy just had that runoff on the corner, and that seems where these trucks are getting their best runs, is coming off the corner. If you can hit that exit just right, you're going to get so much more speed than the guy behind you trying to make that move on the inside. And it does look like Randy's got a little bit of rear damage. Doesn't look like enough that's going to slow him down, as he's still out front leading this race. 17 laps led now. And Gary looked to the inside, but he lost a ton of speed coming off the corner. And it looked like Gary checked high, and so did Lynn McNeese. So these guys are going back and forth, trying to make their move on Randy Perdue, trying to get ahead of him and knock off the most laps led tonight. As Gary's going to go high. I don't know if that high is going to work for you here, as Lynn McNeese is now going to move into second, cuts right in front of Gary, and they are dropping back quick from Randy Perdue. 0.5 back now from Randy Perdue. Let's go back and check out Lynn McNeese. Actually, let's take a ride along with Gary Shank, and Lynn got loose there. Lynn's still sitting in third, able to gain control of it. Didn't lose much time inside of Lynn McNeese's truck here. Sitting in third, 1 second behind Randy Perdue. But he's got Gary Shank right in his sights, and he's actually got Randy Perdue right there too. So he can easily make up that time here tonight. looked like he got a little bit loose coming off that corner as well. So maybe those tires are starting to wear down for Lynn McNeese. As Gary Shank now starts to catch Randy Perdue. Randy Perdue slowed up he slowed up a lot there. Gary Shank almost had to check up a lane to avoid hitting him. And so he's almost caught Randy Perdue now. If he can get a couple more good turns, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gary Shank out there as he's going to go high. Does he get the runoff on the corner? And Randy Perdue's going to get loose. Cuts it right in front of Gary. Gary checks up to avoid him. And Randy will now stay out in the lead. Randy's getting loose now. So let's see if Gary saved his tires enough to make the pass and start leading some laps here tonight. And it does look like that checkup did slow down Gary a little bit. Now let's see, coming off the corner, does Randy Perdue keep it together? And he does there. Got really close to the wall, but didn't make contact. Gary's now 0.3 back, and Lynn's another 0.3 behind him. As you see, Randy Perdue slowing way down in those corners and trying to get him around as tight as he can. And Gary Shank's just waiting for his opportunity to make the pass. And it definitely seems like Gary's going a lot higher in the corners now than Randy Perdue. And Gary got a little bit of loose coming out of that corner. Lynn McNeese, though, still behind him. Big checkup by the 5 of Randy Perdue. Gary Shank to the outside, Lynn McNeese to the inside. Are we going to have 3 wide action on the front side? We will not. Gary Shank, though, on the high side. Lynn McNeese doesn't have enough coming off the corner. Gary's still in second. Lynn still in third. We're remaining the same. Gary Shank is going to try to force the 5 of Randy Perdue down to the inside. Doesn't look like Gary had the runoff he wanted as Lynn McNeese almost made contact. As now Gary's got to worry about the 84 of Lynn McNeese making a run on him. And it's still a close battle up front. 0.4 separating the pole to the top 3 at the moment. And it looked like Gary got loose going into the corner there. So he probably won't get the runoff that he wants. Lynn McNeese, though, right behind him. And they're starting to fall back from the leader, Randy Perdue, who now has 26 laps led tonight. Gary Shank to the outside, Lynn McNeese to the inside. And Lynn sliding a little bit there. Doesn't get the runoff he quite once again. And Gary Shank will remain in second. Lynn McNeese back here in third. Let's take a ride along with him again. See what he's seeing. These guys checking up, and you can hear him. Lynn got a little bit loose there. He's going to lose some time to Gary Shank now. As you see, he's 0.7, almost 8 behind Randy Perdue. And these corners, these guys driving in the corners, this is going to make who wins the race tonight. As it's going to take a lot of throttle control to get up front. 34 laps down so far tonight. Gary Shank's going to make that move on the inside. Does he have enough to get around Randy Perdue? He will move to the lead for the moment. Does he have enough in corner number 3 and 4? And it does look like he's going to clear Randy on this turn. So Gary Schenk will be back to the lead after taking the pole tonight. And Randy Perdue is going to lose it, and so is Lynn McNeese. And we're going to have another caution here tonight, as we've got multiple trucks involved. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what happened to the 5 of Randy Perdue. It is turn 3 and 4 coming off. He was sitting in second at that point. Tried to tuck in behind the 25. It looks like he made contact with the wall on both the 84. Oh, and a lot more trucks were involved. One went over the pit wall. I believe that's the 48. Yeah, it is the 48 of Mark McFadden. Let's take a look to see what happened to Lynn McNeese, as he was involved in that. And it looked like he did the same thing Randy Perdue did. And he went right back up to the track. The 70, the 13, the 48 were all involved. So that'll be a tough break for some of these guys. Let's look. I just want to take a ride along with the 48 of Mark McFadden, as that was a pretty crazy ride for him. Let's see if we can take a quick ride along with him. Find the right camera angle. Let's see what Mark McFadden saw coming off a 3. He got a little bit loose, checked up. Tried to tuck it right behind the 13 and the 70, who were both involved in that accident. Oh, he tried all he could. Ended up hitting the pit wall and getting stuck on the pit wall. Getting towed back to the pits. Tough break for Mark, who is now sitting in the pits, waiting to get that tow finished up. And our leader right now, Dean Viney. Dean Viney able to avoid all that carnage and gets out in front somehow. Or is Paul Cohen staying out? I think these guys may have already took their pit stops. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. Dean Viney stayed out. Did get one lap led. So the 51 of Paul Cohen will be our leader. We'll take a quick break here before we go green again.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
All right, now we're getting ready to go green. Dwayne LaPrade is actually in the lead at the moment. Dwayne LaPrade, after his spin earlier today, able to get to the front. Gary Shank on the outside. The 31 of Michael Palmer on the inside in row number 2, and Lynn McNeese gets to the outside of row number 2. And green flag is out. Dwayne LaPrade will bring these guys through the line for his second lap led tonight. And you see on that outside, Lynn McNeese trying to push the 25 up front, but Dwayne LaPrade is going to get a pretty good run coming off the corner. There was a lot of checking up going on. Dwayne LaPrade up front, Gary Shank in second, and Lynn McNeese currently sits in third, but he's got the 31 of Michael Palmer right behind him, trying to make that battle to get into the top 3. Paul Zoda back rounding out the top 5. We'll go back out front though with Dwayne LaPrade, who's getting some laps led tonight. Randy Perdue, who is our most laps led tonight, currently sitting back in 7th, making his way up the field quickly. As we're on lap 40 of 130 now. And you can see that grass from Dwayne LaPrade's getting a little bit loose now. I was about to say, the grass on the front of Dwayne LaPrade's hood from when he spun it earlier today, and Dwayne LaPrade got really loose in that corner. And that checked up the field just enough to get Gary Shank back into the mix. And there goes Lynn McNeese into the grass. Loses control. Doesn't bring out a caution. Oh, we got to take a look at that really quick again. See what happened to Lynn McNeese as he came off the corner. Just pushed it too hard on that bottom line. Lost control of it coming off the corner. Great job by him though, locking those tires up and not putting it into the wall. He's got some time to make up though now, as Michael Palmer now moves into 3rd position. And Randy Perdue is back into the top 5. He's got a little bit of work to do now on Paul Zoda, but he is definitely making a name for himself out here tonight. Up front, though, we still have Dwayne LaPrade leading the race. Now has 6 laps led for the night. Gary Shank currently sitting back in 2nd. Michael Palmer is making a surprising run here today. He's up to 3rd. And we haven't had a chance to really see Michael Palmer in mini leagues up front. And he's making a name for him in GAC, sitting in 3rd place. Dwayne LaPrade in danger of losing that lead to the 25 of Gary Shank. Goes to the inside, tries to block him a little bit. Gary now back in the same position he was in before that last caution, trying to make a pass on the leader. As Dwayne's going to open up the gap a little bit more, but Gary Shank is right there, coming off the corner, closing fast. And I've got to wonder if Gary's just playing mind games with these guys, because we did see not Lynn McNeese, we saw Randy Perdue up front earlier, and Gary kind of pushed him a little bit, or not, lost the field. When they come back, there we go. Dwayne LaPrade still out front, Gary Shank behind him. But we saw Gary Shank kind of sit behind the leader for a little while and make him do a little bit of mirror driving. And then when Gary made the pass, Randy Perdue's tires were completely shot, lost it coming out of turn 4. And I imagine Gary is doing the same thing here, trying to wear down those tires of the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. As there goes Dwayne LaPrade up high. He's going to probably check it up coming out of the turn. And he does. Gary's going to get a run, try to get to that inside line. He's going to get a fender in there, so he will make the pass most likely on this turn. As Gary's going to dip inside and try to get around the 13. The 13's getting loose. Looked like he was starting to lose it on that turn. Gary's going to dip to the inside. Doesn't have enough coming off the corner. Dwayne LaPrade's still out front. Going way up the corner. Gary Shanks is going to tuck in underneath. And Dwayne is now getting super loose coming off the corners. Gary's going to get a run here. Gary's going to move to the lead. We have a new leader here now. Gary Shank, the 25 from GAC Motorsports. Gary Shank will get his third lap led here tonight, taking one from Dwayne LaPrade, who's going to move back in the lead for the moment. These guys are going to go back and forth going around the corners. And it does look like Dwayne got a little bit loose going in, or coming in with turn number 2. And Dwayne into the wall. Looked like he locked up the truck going into the corner. He's going to lose a ton of time here as guys are going to make their way around him. But Gary Shank did exactly what he wanted to do, wearing those guys down before taking the lead. Still green though, with Randy Perdue moving into third, Michael Palmer in second. Let's go back and take a look at that battle, because Michael Palmer is in danger of losing second place to Randy Perdue, who is making a charge in this race. Randy Perdue will now move into second, making the pass on Michael Palmer. Can he keep it together coming out of 3 and now into 4? And it does look like Randy Perdue will be scored as second place now. Gary Shank's still out front though. Gary is ahead by 2 seconds now. Lap 52 of 130. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back. You'll be able to see the continuous race coverage during the break.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Alright, and we're back on lap 55. Gary Shank getting ready to cross the start-finish line, moving to lap 56. Gary has now led 10 laps tonight to Randy's 28. And let's take a look back let's do a run through the field actually as we near the halfway point of tonight's race. Gary Shank started first here tonight, has now led 10 laps and currently sits in first. Randy Perdue started 7th tonight, led 28 laps and sits in second. Michael Palmer started 8th tonight, now sits in 3rd. Paul Zota started 9th, sits in 4th. Dean Viney started 5th, led 1 lap and currently sits in 5th. John Stanley started 11th, now sits in 6th. Dwayne LaPrade started 3rd tonight, led 11 laps, now sits in 7th. Paul Cohen started 4th, led 1 lap, and now sits in 8th. Lynn McNeese started 2nd, led 4 laps, and now sits back in 9th. John Estes started 13th, and now sits in 10th. Stephen Bird is scored as 2 laps down, started 12th tonight, and now sits in 11th. Rob Whitmore started 6th, is now 2 laps down in 12th. Mark McFadden started in 10th, is now 2 laps down, sitting in 13th. And that'll run off the field tonight. Gary Shank's still out front though. Now 3.5 seconds ahead of Randy Perdue. Let's take a look back, see where our battles are. It does look like our closest battle is actually Randy Perdue and we got Randy Perdue, Michael Palmer, and Paul Zota. Let's actually switch back to Michael Palmer because Paul Zota is catching him quick. Michael Palmer still sitting in 3rd. Paul Zota trying to make his move to get around him, move into the top 3. Doesn't look like Paul Zota is pushing just too much right now, though. Let's see, right along with Paul Zota, who is sitting in 4th at the moment. And you can hear just how much shifting these guys are getting going into the corners. As 2nd through 4th, making that battle for Randy Perdue that much harder. Randy Perdue, though, is still losing time. He's actually still 3.5 behind Gary Shank. guys are starting to spread out as we've been green for a while now. I'd imagine we start seeing those pit stops anytime, as our last pit stops were on lap 35, so they've gone. Oh, we did have one on 37. Most of them were on 35. So I imagine we'll start seeing those pit stops. Yeah, about, I would guess no more than 10 more laps. As Paul Zota is going to make the pass on the 31 of Michael Palmer. And gets a pretty good run up to Randy Perdue. And now is looking to move into second. Great points for Paul Zota here tonight, as he was only sitting 9 behind Lynn McNeese and the 101 of David Gainforth, who is not on the track tonight. Looked like he got a little loose there coming out of 2. Locked it back down, still sits in 3rd, still trying to make the run on Randy Perdue now. As we have just hit the halfway point for the race tonight. They're going to try that inside line again on Randy Perdue. And he's going to get to the inside, so does he get the runoff here? Able to keep a fender, not able to keep his front bumper in on Randy Perdue, as he'll try to make that inside line work once again. Gets to that inside line, doesn't have enough to pass him up on the runoff as Randy Perdue into the wall. Randy Perdue is losing a ton of time to Gary Shank, as also is going to try to get to that inside line again. Doesn't quite get it, but he's losing a ton of time to Gary Shank as he's trying to battle off Paul Zota in the 31 of Michael Palmer. Paul Zota to the inside is going to make the pass. Does he stick it coming off the corner? It's a little bit loose. I think he gave it right back up to Randy Perdue. Great battle here for second place, as Paul Zota is going to keep trying that inside line to make it work. Looked like Randy Perdue tapped the wall once again. And Paul Zota made contact. The 5 of Randy Perdue loses it into the wall. And we got a caution. We'll take another look at that really quick here, as this is our 3rd caution of the night. And there it was. I don't know if he thought Paul Zota was there or wasn't there or not, but he came down, clipped the front corner of Paul Zota, lost control of it, and put it into the wall. It doesn't look like anybody else was involved. Oh, the 70 of Rob Whitmore got real close there. Didn't make any contact with him, though. So we will have our 3rd caution of the night tonight. And we'll take another break as these guys go to pit road.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy, Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
All right, and we're back on the track, 71 to go. Gary Schenk, you got a copy?
Sure do. How you doing?
All right, well, you are able to keep the lead out here tonight. It looks like you had a pretty dominant run there. I believe at one point you were 6 seconds ahead, and you are itching closer and closer to that most laps led tonight. How's the truck out there?
Well, it's been running pretty good. Yeah, I figured something out here for the long run, and I think that's what's really helping me this evening. Short run, I'm not too good, but as long as it stays green, yeah, I'm pretty confident we can maybe bring this thing home.
So consistency is your biggest point here?
Yeah, this track really seems to, if you overdrive the corners early on, it just kills you in the long run. So you just got to save the tires and be patient for the end.
Now, earlier on in the race, we did see you behind the 5 of Randy Purdue, and I believe you were also behind. Got to think here for one moment. The 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. You're battling back there with him for a while. Were you just kind of holding back, letting them burn up the tires?
Yeah, a little bit what I was doing, and I was a little faster off and just really couldn't get on his outside. So just kind of be patient and wait for that moment to finally happen for me.
All right, well, we see the pace car lights go out and the 1 to go. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Boy, not yet. We'll wait to the end, and if we bring this thing home, we'll thank people at that point.
Sounds good. Hope to see you at the end of the race, and hope to see you in victory lane.
I appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully get to talk to you again.
All right, as we got the 1 to go, we'll be on lap 73 when we go green here. They have roughly 60 laps left, or less than 60 laps left in this race here tonight. Michael Palmer, they switched lanes, so Gary Schenk will start on the high side, Michael Palmer on the low side. You have Paul Zoda in third, and the 71 of Dean Viney in fourth. That just sees Dean up front. Pace car has dipped off. Green flag is out. Gary Schenk quickly on that lap. That goes to the front. Able to get ahead of Michael Palmer pretty quickly. Dean Viney moving into third on that outside lane with Gary Schenk. And it definitely does seem like the outside lane is working for these guys on the restarts, as Randy Purdue moving into third. Moves into second now. We'll see if he has enough to get around Gary Schenk. He did say, Gary did tell us that he doesn't like that short run. So I imagine we'll see. Well, let's see if he lays off a little bit. Let's Randy get in front of him. Randy does have the most laps led, and they are tied at the moment, 28 apiece. We'll see how aggressive the 5 gets. Does he make the pass on the inside this corner? He does go to the inside, gets on the bumper. Not sure if he's going to have the runoff to make the pass. And Randy Perdue does get the inside line, beats him to the line to lead another lap here tonight. So takes the most laps led lead to 29 over Gary Shank's 28. And Dean Viney's trying to follow up right behind him. Gets around Gary Shank, moves into second for the moment. Looks like he had the runoff, will move back into third. We'll keep watching this battle here with the 25 and the 71 as Paul Zoda is now behind Dean Viney. Paul was looking to tuck it to that high side, isn't going to get it on the 31. As we're seeing Gary put a little bit more time between him and the 71. Back here with, actually let's go back here with Paul Zoda, who's back here battling with the 31, trying to get around and move into fourth. That last caution definitely put this field together. We went through live for a moment, and it looked like the 84 of Lynn McNeese backed out. And Paul Zoda will now go to the high side. Lynn McNeese on the low side. Paul Zoda tried to make that pass on Dean Viney, and it looked like Lynn McNeese had to check him a little bit as he looked to go in the grass. Paul Zoda moving into third for the moment, passing up Dean Viney. So Paul Zoda will be scored as third place now, as Randy Perdue up front, leading some more laps. Gary Shank, though, we heard him say he does like the long run, so he's definitely hoping for that long run here now, as he's keeping a pretty good distance. But I mean, he's keeping a consistent distance behind Randy Perdue, sitting at about 0.5 behind him. Paul Zoda getting some time in at third place. He doesn't look like he's making too much time up on those top guys, but third place finish is definitely going to help him in the long run, as I believe he will have enough points to pass Lynn McNeese if Lynn McNeese doesn't gain a couple more positions. Lynn McNeese currently sitting back in sixth, and Dean Viney is actually right behind him, so we could have potentially a three-way tie at the end of this race. Dean Viney's got that bonus point, so that may help him edge out somebody in that race. Lynn McNeese does have a couple laps led, so he will get an extra bonus point. Paul Zoda's got to find a way to get a bonus point here tonight. Dean Viney's got a huge packer truck behind him. 31 of Michael Palmer, the 51 of Paul Cohen, and the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade all behind him. Lynn McNeese a little bit behind them. And then you have the 12 of John Stanley. John Estes is the last truck on the lead lap, and he is 9.9 seconds behind the leader. Go back out front for the moment as Randy Perdue, I believe, still has Gary Shank behind him. I thought he was making some moves on some lap traffic, and we've got the flip to 49 to go. Gary Shank's still out front though, with, or not Gary Shank, but Randy Perdue out front. Gary Shank is sitting in second, waiting for his moment. We saw this earlier, and he just sits there and waits for these guys to burn up their tires before he moves into first. So he definitely holds off until he knows these guys have burned it up and are going to lose control. He jumps in front of them, and that's when we see these guys lose control. Go back to third now. Paul Zota has opened up a pretty nice gap, 0.5 and rising behind Paul Zota. So Paul Zota is definitely trying to make his move to get some points here tonight and get a great finish. Third place. Started, I believe, 9th. See, yeah, he started 9th and has yet to lead a lap, but he is sitting in third. Dean Viney, who's 6 points behind, is in a huge mess of trouble. Looking like he's going to get passed up by a couple trucks. As he's got the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade, who's led laps earlier today. He's actually got 3 trucks behind him who have led laps earlier in this race. Randy Perdue, though, still out front, and Gary Shank still sitting in second. They have put 3 seconds on Paul Zota. 45 to go, and I think this is the point where we're going to see Gary Shank try to start to make that move on the inside. He does go to the inside, doesn't have the runoff on the corner, but he's going to start putting that pressure on Randy Perdue to burn up those tires quicker. As we're seeing Gary Shank just hang in there. You see Randy Perdue go to that low side. Those are going to burn up the tires quicker than Gary is, who's going to that second or third lane. Gary's going to lose 0.4 on that lap, though. And he gets right back up to Gary Shank, Randy Perdue goes to the inside of Randy Perdue and able to close that gap back to 0.2. Randy Perdue trying to lead his 42nd lap here tonight. And we're seeing Gary Shank look to that inside line again. He's going to get to the inside of Randy Perdue. Does he make the pass coming off the corner? As that outside line will get a run. And it doesn't look like he quite had it that time around. He'll go right behind Randy Perdue, try to get the draft again. Going way up the corner. Great battle up here with these front two. Randy Perdue still out front. Gary Shank in second. Paul Zota is quietly sitting back here in third. And then we got a whole bunch of trucks back here. The 71 of Dean Viney still battling it out with the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. Dwayne LaPrade's going to go to the inside and take over fourth. Dean Viney sitting in fifth at the moment. I believe Dean will get the runoff. Lyndon McNeese still sitting back in sixth. Dean Viney in fifth. Dean Viney's in 4th. Lynn McNeese is now showing as 5th. Checked the 13 pretty hard there as he kind of flung it to the outside, but Dean Viney or Dwayne LaPrade will drop back to 6th as Dean Viney's still sitting in 4th. Oh, and the 84th Lynn McNeese in the wall. Everybody's gonna make their way around 51, moving ahead. 51 of Paul Cohen, moving ahead of Lynn McNeese. Sorry about that. And it's looking like that 84 of Lynn McNeese is starting to get loose a little bit. Let's check him out going into the corner. As we have 39 laps to go, let's see how the truck reacts coming off the corner. As we saw the 51 of Paul Cohen get loose also. And Gary Shank did take over the lead. He is 1 second ahead of Randy Perdue. Go back with Paul Zota, who is gaining time on Randy. And actually, Paul is gaining time on the top 2. They were close to 4 seconds ahead at one point. Paul Zota's got it down to 2.9. Great job by Paul Zota there, trying to gain a position or possibly to get into the lead. Not sure if he has what it takes to gain almost 4 seconds in that time though. As we have 38 to go, Gary Shank out front. Gary's still got a shot to get to the most laps led. Has led 32 laps to Randy Perdue's 44. As you know, Gary's got to be hoping not to get another caution here, because another caution could potentially ruin the race for him, as he's got a 1.5 second lead over Randy Perdue now. He is putting the time on second place. Let's go back and check out Randy Perdue, who still has 2.7 over Paul Zota, but he is losing time fast to Gary Shank. Go back and check out where Dean Viney is at, because he's had the field around him most of the race, but right now we actually have a lot of lap traffic mixed in there. 70 of Rob Whitmore is mixed in there, along with we have John Estes, John Stanley, who is not lap traffic actually, of Lynn McNeese now. And Paul Zota is still sitting in third. Has got to be thinking all about those points right now and trying to get a great finish here tonight, as Dean Viney, who is 6 points behind the leaders, is sitting in 5th, has a lap led, so he will get a bonus point. And Lynn McNeese is all the way back at 8th. He is 9 points ahead of Paul Zota. And the other truck that is ahead of Paul Zota, the 101 of David Gameforth, is not on the track tonight. So this is a great opportunity for Paul Zota to jump some guys and get the points lead. Gary Shank, though, still ahead, and that lead is once again growing 1.8, and Randy Perdue's tires have got to be shot at this point, because Paul Zota is catching him down to a 2.2 second gap between those two. .33 laps to go, though. Gary Shank up front. has now led 37, so he needs roughly 7 more laps to get Randy Perdue's 44 laps led. And it does look like Gary is able to conserve a little bit, save a little bit of time, not trying to push the truck as much. Randy Perdue back here, 2.2 seconds behind. Paul Zota now down to 2 seconds behind Randy Perdue. He's trying everything he can to get that truck up, and Randy Perdue went way high and is going to lose almost a second on Paul Zota. See if we can take a look really quick and take a replay to see what happened to Randy Perdue, because he is down to a 1.33 seconds behind Gary Shank. Oh, and he went way high, lost all of his speed in the corner. And we've got a caution. It looks like the 84 Lynn McNeese. And we'll take a quick look to see what happened here. It was the 84 Lynn McNeese. Surprised that kind of surprised that pulled out a caution, as it wasn't much action. He did lock him up, tap the wall, and then get right back on the track. But with 30 to go, this has got to be a tough break for that 25 truck that's been out front all race, leading the race. Because that puts Randy Perdue right behind him. And Paul Zota, who's starting to figure out what's going on this track, right behind both of them. So we'll take a quick break and come back, and we will hopefully have our last green flag action of the night. 30 laps to go here at round 3 of the GAC Racing Truck Series at Gateway.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, and we come back. Paul Zota has moved his way up to second. Paul Zota, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, well, you've done all the right things here tonight. You battled it out for third, and now you're sitting up in second. How's the truck running out there?
It feels pretty good. You just got to watch. I'm having a lot of problems coming out of 2. Once it come around on you, if you get into it too fast. That's what happened early on when I got in the grass. I was trying to get the exit off of Gary there, and I just got in it too hard.
Now, you got to be thinking up here all about the points. Well, I know you want the win out here tonight, but you are only 9 points behind the leaders in the points race. How does it feel being up here right now with those guys kind of starting to struggle who are ahead of you?
Hopefully do pretty good. I'm a little worried about Dwayne behind me. He's a little bit fast, and I know he's got some full fresh ones like I do. So it's going to be interesting these last 29, 28 laps or whatever we got here.
All right. Well, any shout-outs you'd like to give before we get you back to racing?
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout-out to the guys here running, man. These guys do a good job. It's fun racing with them. Good, clean, hard racing. I can't ask for more than that. And for what you do up there in the broadcast booth, man, we appreciate it.
All right. Well, we're coming to 27 to go. So with that, hopefully we see you at the end of the race. And good luck to you the rest of the laps out there tonight.
All right, thank you, man. We'll do what we can.
All right, we come to 27 to go. They'll double him up as Gary Shank once again taking that high side. Been an interesting move by the leader here tonight. Gary did do that the first run, and he was able to hold on for a little while. And he will have the hard charger of Randy Perdue right behind him. So this should be a great finish here, or at least a great couple laps when the green drops again, because Gary likes to kind of hold back on those short runs, or on the start of the runs. I wouldn't say 27 laps is quite a short run, because you can burn those tires up still pretty quickly. But Paul Zoda's on that bottom side. Paul needs a bonus point here tonight to help him in the point standings. And the pace car will be dipping in a moment. Pace car dips in, and we got a pretty good distance here till the green flag comes out. Gary Shank will bring him around. Green flag is out, and it's pretty close coming off that restart. Gary Shank will still lead the lap. Paul Zoda on the inside trying to make the push. Dwayne LaPrade right behind him. And Paul Zoda is going to go to the lead for the moment. Gary Shank couldn't get the speed coming off the corner. So Paul will go into the lead. Does he have enough to hold on? As Gary Shank's going to go way up the track. Paul Zoda is going to bring it around, and he is going to collect his first bonus point of the night, as Randy Perdue is right behind Paul Zoda now. 25 to go. Paul Zoda in the lead. Randy Perdue in second. Dean Viney scored as third for the moment. And Lynn McNeese has retired from the track. So that's a tough break for one of the points leader, both points leader out of the race now. David Gameforth did not take to the field tonight. Paul Zoda still has a lead on that 5 of Randy Perdue, who is a hard charger at the start of every restart. We see him near the front. Dean Viney in third. And where did Gary Shank fall to? 5th. Gary Shank is back in 5th. He's got Dean Viney. Gary Shank is now up to 4th he's in 5th with John Estes. And 3rd is Dwayne LaPrade, who has gained some time on Randy Perdue. Paul Zoda is trying to hold on as long as he can. As I think with Gary falling back, it's still possible, but it's going to be hard to get up in front of Randy Perdue and take the lead from Paul Zoda, as Gary is 1 lap short of Randy Perdue's most laps led tonight, and Gary Shank is the only person who can take that from Randy Perdue. Paul Zoda, though, getting his first chance to lead some laps out here tonight. As Randy Perdue into the wall, spinning. Does a caution. Caution is out. Randy Perdue still spinning on the track. Nobody else collected. And that is a great... Oh, he is going to hit the 72 of John Estes. But let's take a look back, as this is our 4th caution of the night. Go back a little bit more. We'll go to the 5 of Randy Perdue. He pushes it down low on the corner. Comes off of turn number 4. Doesn't quite make contact, but does lose the back end of the truck. Nobody else really involved in that. He did make a little bit of contact with the 72 of John Estes here, but not much going on, as now Randy Perdue drops back to 10th. And Paul Zoda will lead these guys into pit road as the pace car goes flying off the distance. So this makes things a little bit more interesting as Paul Zoda up front, Dwayne LaPrade in second, Dean Viney in third, and in fourth you have John Estes, Michael Palmer, Stephen Bird, John Stanley, Michael Palmer, Stephen Bird, John Estes, Gary Shank, Randy Perdue, Paul Cohen, and Rob Whitmore. Mark McFadden, I believe, has just decided to take it behind the wall. So Paul Zoda will bring these guys down pit road, and we will take another break here, as it looks like Paul Zoda is actually electing to stay out. Maybe Paul has found something, as we actually have a lot of guys staying out. Maybe they just didn't have a long enough run there to take to the pits. So our top three deciding to stay out. We'll go ahead and take a break as these guys get ready to go green once again with less than 20 laps to go.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
And I'm not sure if we saw anybody take to the pits, so we'll have 18 laps to go when it goes green again. And Paul Zoda still out front, has now led 7 laps tonight. Dwayne LaPrade, who led 11 laps earlier in the race, is sitting back in second. He has spun it twice, but he has fought his way back up front. Dean Viney, who's currently sitting in third place in the points, is sitting in third place on the track tonight. He is 6 points down from David Gainforth and Lynn McNeese. Paul Zoda is 9 points down, as the pace car did dip in. Paul Zoda will bring these guys to the line for 18 to go. And green flag is out. Paul Zoda will get on it quick, getting to the line, getting another lap led. Does he have enough to fend off Dwayne LaPrade on that high side, though? As Dwayne goes way up the track, is going to get the runoff and probably pass Paul Zoda here. Paul still has that inside line, though, on Dwayne LaPrade. On Dwayne LaPrade. As Paul is not going to let Dwayne go quickly. Dwayne LaPrade does go to the lead, kind of checks the 99 up a little bit. But Dwayne LaPrade is going to be back in the lead here tonight. As he goes up the track pretty high, Paul Zoda is going to try to drop in behind him now, as we have the 17 to go. And Dean Viney is moving back in the field, back to 5th now. Take a look back with Dean and see what's happened to him. And he's getting a little bit loose coming off there. As they were 3 wide, Gary Shank and the 12 of John Stanley. John Stanley's going to cut in front, and we're going almost 3 wide for a while here. Dean Viney is still moving back. Now has the 5 of Randy Perdue behind him. And Randy's going to go to the outside and try to make the pass around him. Something is wrong with that 71 truck, and they've got to get it fixed quick as they're on 16 to go. Go back up front with Dwayne LaPrade, who is leading the race now, is trying to fend off the 99 of Paul Zoda. I'm going to take a look on that inside. Doesn't have the run, though. Has no help behind him. He's going to try to dip in and get under Dwayne LaPrade. Doesn't quite get it. And it looks like Dwayne is checking up a lot going to those corners. I don't know if that's the strategy that Dwayne has here with 15 to go, as he does get the run off on Paul Zoda with a 0.4 second lead now. And Gary Shank is starting to make that run on Paul Zoda. Let's go back here and watch the second place battle with Gary Shank, and the caution is out. Michael Palmer involved. And still spinning. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what happened there. And it looks like he got on it a little too much coming out of the corner, loses control of it, hits the inside wall. Nobody else involved, so a lot of self spins out here tonight, as Michael Palmer does bring out the caution for our 5th caution of the night. Dwayne LaPrade, though, leading this race out front, as Paul Zoda's got to be happy to kind of get that caution, get a little bit of a breather, because he had Gary Shank working on him pretty hard there, trying to take that 2nd place from him. And for points, Dean Viney is back in 7th now, so a top 3 finish would help Paul a lot. But Dean dropped back pretty quickly after that last green flag, as he had a lot of guys who've been battling up front get around him. Stephen Bird has also worked himself into the top 4. Great run by Stephen Bird. 12 to go now, as it doesn't look like anybody's going to take the chance to go in the pits. Or excuse me, we had a couple guys go to the pits. Dean Viney, Rob Whitmore, Michael Palmer takes it to the pits. John Stanley and John Estes all in the pits. The top 6 did not go down pit lane. So we'll go ahead and take one more break for the night and be back for the restart. 12 laps to go. Dwayne LaPrade up front, Paul Zoda in 2nd, and Gary Shank in 3rd.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
We're on the 1 to go. When they cross the start finish line on this green flag restart, we will be on 10 to go. So this will technically be a short run shootout. Paul Zota will try to fend off Dwayne LaPrade on the high side as they come down the front stretch. Dwayne LaPrade will bring these guys to the start finish line for the... Oh, and we lost the field for the restart. But Dwayne LaPrade will bring these guys around, does lead a lap. Paul Zota on his inside, and Dwayne will go way up the track. Paul Zota catches him a little bit on turn 2. But Paul Zota is going to fall in front of Gary Shank. And Stephen Bird actually beat Gary Shank to the line. So Stephen Bird was shown as third on that restart. Let's go back and watch Paul Zota, though, as he's got a ton of trucks behind him. The 25 got loose there. 14 of Stephen Bird is trying to get into that top 3. But he's going to have to make his way around Gary Shank, who led a lot of laps today, and is trying to get back up front. And Gary Shank's going to lose control. Stephen Bird shuts it down, able to avoid the wreck. Great driving by Stephen Bird. And I think that calls for an in-car view of what Stephen Bird was seeing there on that, because that was great driving. He actually made contact with the 25. But great job slowing it down, checking up. He took a little bit of damage from the 51, I believe. But let's go ahead and take one more look at that to see exactly what happened. Because I believe he made contact. But let's go ahead and take a closer look here. Going into turn number 1. And he did make contact with the 25. The 25 tried to go down a little too much. The 14 checked up the track a little bit. He didn't take too much damage, but he is going to drop back in the pack. Stephen Bird now sitting in 5th. Randy Perdue is up in 3rd. That is going to be a tough challenge for those top 2 of Dwayne LaPrade and Paul Zota. We're on 8 to go. It'll be a shootout to the finish. Can Randy Perdue push ahead of Dwayne LaPrade at the finish line here? And I'm actually showing Stephen Bird as 4th now. So Stephen Bird doesn't lose too much. He's still got a chance to battle for that 3rd position. And let's go ahead and I don't think they're going to come down pit road, so we should be 5 to go when we go green here again. Not sure when we'll get it, but let's go ahead and get a word in with Stephen Bird, who is showing as 4th. Actually, he is showing as 3rd. As Randy Perdue will be on the outside, starting in 4th. Stephen Bird, you got a copy?
Yeah, sure do.
Well, you've been quietly hanging back in the field, and now we got 7 to go, going to 6 to go, and you find yourself sitting up in 3rd. How's the truck out there tonight?
It feels pretty good. It's a little loose out of 2. Other than that, it's really, really good. We get it into that go fast gear down the back straightaway and make up a little bit of time on these guys. I got to thank Smart Water here, and I want to apologize to Gary a while ago. I believe I got into him, drove into the corner too hard, and put us under yellow.
All right. Well, as we come to, or as we're on 6 to go, do you have any strategy for these last 6 laps?
Just try to hang on and keep the fenders clean.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Hopefully, we talk to you when the race finishes here tonight. I guess with that, hopefully you have a great finish here tonight.
All right, thank you, man. Let's make it a good run here.
All right, as we're on the 6 to go, pace car lights are out. These guys will bring it to the line, as we will either be finishing the race or under green or under caution. When the Pride will bring him to the line, though, battling Paul Zoda up front. Paul Zoda's going to try to get the run on that bottom line of Dwayne LaPrade. Does Paul have enough to get around him? As we're on 5 to go, and it doesn't look like Paul has enough, and he's actually in trouble now. He's got the 5 of Randy Perdue on the outside. And the 71 of Dean Viney not far behind. So he's got to try to stay ahead of Randy Perdue and try to get as many points as he can. And Dean Viney's actually going to tuck up behind Randy Perdue. And does Paul have the lead for the moment? He doesn't. He is in second. He held it for 1 second. Back to around 4 to go now. And one caution could end this race. Although it doesn't have enough to fend off Dwayne LaPrade. Does have enough for Randy Perdue, and we got a huge battle out behind them, but we got to stay out front right now. So let's go back here. As we got 3. We had 3 wide for a moment between Gary Shank, the 71 of Dean Viney, and the 31 of Michael Palmer. We got to wreck Dean Viney into the wall. Caution is out. Race is over. Paul Zoda does come away with second. Dwayne LaPrade comes away your winner. And Randy Perdue will finish third tonight. Great race by everybody out here. Tough break for the 71 of Dean Viney, who was trying to get as many points as he could out here tonight. He will finish the race. Unfortunately, he will finish back in 11th. But we'll go back out here with Dwayne LaPrade, who is now gonna bring it to the finish line. Well, we have 3 to go first, but he will bring it to the line. We'll go ahead and take our last break of the night, and if these guys have finished the race by then, we'll go straight into the interviews.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
All All right, as they are on the backstretch, getting ready to finish out their last lap here tonight. Taking a quick look at where our possible standings could be, and I believe Dwayne LaPrade will actually take over the lead with this win here tonight. It'll be close to see at the end of the night who has more points between Dwayne LaPrade and Paul Zota, because that second place finish is going to help Paul Zota out a lot. But Dwayne LaPrade does get the win here tonight. And let's see the finish here as they're coming down the front stretch. And there it is. Dwayne LaPrade is your winner tonight. And we'll go ahead and get to our interviews pretty quick here because these guys were under caution. And we'll go ahead and start with the 5 of Randy Prude. And we'll get him in the booth really quick here. Randy Prude, you got a copy?
I do indeed.
Well, you start 7th here out here tonight. You lead 44 laps. I believe you had the most laps led, and you end up coming in 3rd. I mean, how's your feeling on 3rd place tonight?
That's pretty good. I think that's about the best finish I've had running with this league, but a little disappointing because it was my fault. I'm just trying too hard.
Yeah, you definitely had the truck out there to beat tonight. You and Gary Shank definitely went back and forth, and you actually edged him out by 1 lap for the most laps led tonight.
I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah, you led 44 laps. He led 43 laps. So congrats to you once again on leading the most laps tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Just Quality Repair Services and my wife, a Pampered Chef, as well as she's not on the car, but Jennifer Sweets and Treats make this all possible.
All right. Well, you definitely put everything you had in the truck tonight. You definitely earned that 3rd place finish. So go ahead and celebrate it tonight. Now, next week we are at one second. Let me check to make sure I got the right track. Next week we're out at Dover. How's Dover for you?
It's a tough one. I'm looking forward to it, though. I enjoy it. I'd also like to send a shout out to call him Dog down in Marietta, I believe, friend of mine.
All right. Well, hopefully we see you next weekend. Hopefully you have a little bit better luck and able to get up there into victory lane. Until then, have a great night, man.
You too. Thank you very much.
All right, Paul Zota, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, man.
Start 9th tonight, lead 8 laps, end up in 2nd, and you gave it everything you had in those final laps. How was the truck, and how's it feel to get 2nd out here tonight?
Oh, man, it's great to get 2nd. I really would have liked the win. I thought I was going to beat Dwayne to the line that one time we were drag racing down, but he had the faster truck and got that advantage on him, man. With some real good hard racing there at the end with him and Randy. But truck felt really good, man. I preferred starting on the inside, so when he took the outside on the start, I really liked that. But man, getting out of 2 on the inside was really, really tough. But all in all, man, I'll take it for not really racing on this track before and really some point positions. I really wanted to stay high in the points tonight, so my goal was accomplished, man. But man, what a run! I'm worn out, man. I just can't believe that run me and Dwayne and Randy were having for a little bit there.
Yeah, definitely. Finishing 2nd tonight will help your case, and it'll be really close to see who is actually up front, because our 2 points leaders, Lynn McNeese took him behind the wall early, and David Gainforth was not on the track tonight. So it'll be interesting to see who is out front. Dean put on a good show tonight, and Dwayne LaPrade, who came away with the win, was not far behind you guys. Next week they go to Dover. How is Dover for you?
I like Dover. Dover is a really good track for me. If I can keep it clean like I did tonight and stay out of trouble, I could probably pull at least the top 5 finish if all goes well. It's one of my more favorite tracks to actually run.
All right. Well, before we send you off, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Dwayne on the win. Heck of a job, man. That run there with him at the end was really, really good, really clean, really hard racing. And Randy, me and him, we were running some laps earlier, and I was doing everything I can to stay off him, and I kind of got in the back of him a little bit, and I apologize to him for that. But I just want to thank Dean and all the admins that run GAC, man, putting on this league. Great guys, and I'm glad to be running here. I love running here Monday night with these guys. Every time I come out here, man, it's always been fun, always been respectful, and good going, man.
All right. Well, once again, you started 9th tonight, lead 8 laps, come away with 2nd. Go ahead and celebrate that 2nd place finish, and we hope to see you in Victory Lane next week at Dover.
All right, man. Thank you, and great broadcast, man. We appreciate you.
All right, and now we'll get our winner here tonight. Dwayne LaPrade, you got a copy.
Loud and clear.
All right, we start 3rd tonight, lead 29 laps, but most importantly, you lead that last lap of the night. How was the truck out there tonight?
Well, the truck was good. I wasn't quite as good. I was up and down. I think I was dead last there at one point. It's all a matter of track position and being in the right spot at the right time, and luckily I was able to do that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe we saw you spin it twice. So, I mean, the fact that you spin it twice and you're still able to get out here and push towards the front, that definitely says a lot about your driving skill out here. Did you like Gateway as a track?
I don't mind Gateway. It's the setup had a little bit of tendency to go snappy loose, and that's what caught me a couple times. I was lucky to get those cautions when I did and get caught back up. I actually tried to short pit because I wasn't sure if it was going to go green or not, and I was actually on pit road when one of the yellows came out and almost went a lap down, but luckily I was able to come back from that and get the win.
All right, well, next week GAC heads to Dover. How was Dover for you?
It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm pretty good at Dover. Has some really good setups there, so it should be a fun time.
It definitely seems like we're going to have a pretty good battle out there next week because a lot of guys are saying they like Dover, especially over Gateway. So, well, you start 3rd tonight. You lead 29 laps, finish 1st. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank my sponsors, iRacing, Drago Wolf Studios, my wife Cheryl for supporting me, you guys in the booth for putting on a good show, Dean for hosting GAC. On to the next.
All right. Well, like I said, Dover next week. Hope to see you back in Victory Lane, and I'm pretty sure you got a good shot at taking over the points lead here tonight. So, congrats once again, and hopefully we see you next week.
Oh, I will be there. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll take a quick run through the results for tonight. Dwayne LaPrade does come away your winner at Gateway Motorsports Park. Paul Zota comes in 2nd. Randy Purdue will come in 3rd. Gary Schenk in 4th. Michael Palmer in 5th. Stephen Bird comes away with a 6th place finish. Paul Cohen in 7th. John Stanley in 8th. Rob Whitmore in 9th. John Estes in 10th. Dean Viney finishes 11th after spinning on the last green flag lap. Lynn McNeese took it behind the wall 26 laps down, finishes 12th. Mark McFadden finishes 28 laps down in 13th. And Timothy Keller did not take the field tonight. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody who stopped by and checked out the race, either on video on demand on YouTube or on live streaming on YouTube. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that, have a great night.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.